Hello, everybody. I want to welcome you to my Facebook Live. My name is Debbie Foster, and I'm creating cards with Debbie. And I'm located in Bismarck, Arkansas. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator. Let me bring my laptop up so I can watch comments as you come on. Let me see if I can find it. Facebook has changed some things around. Well, I'm not finding me. Let me do a refresh. Good morning, Amber. I'm trying to find me on my laptop. Facebook has changed some things around and I haven't got used to them yet, I guess. Give me a moment. Okay, there I am. Well, I see me, but I'm not doing anything. Well, okay. Oh. Hello, everybody. Yeah. I'm just going to watch the comments. My video's not moving, so I'm just going to watch the comments. Okay, I want to welcome you here this morning. Glad that you're all able to come. I had to change my live yesterday to today because I had some errands I had to run, so I hope this works all right for everybody. If not, you can catch the replay later. Okay, then I've got a husband calling me. I can't answer it. Jackie, can you tell your dad that I'm doing my live? Yeah, you can't tell time, I guess. Okay, so let me go ahead and turn you all around here and we'll go ahead and get started. We've got a fun fold to do this morning, so that might take a little bit longer. Let me put this turned down. Don't need to look at my ceiling. And I'm hoping this all goes good today. Seems like every week I've got technical problems. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to zoom it in just a little bit. And I'm going the wrong direction here. I think I should turn it down just a little bit more. It might be a little bit too much. And I can't see my laptop, just see what the video is doing. Let me see if it's... Yeah, my video's not moving on there. Let me do a refresh. Maybe we can get these technical difficulties out of the way so they don't bug me anymore. Thanks, Jackie. Yes, Amber, we're live. I'm glad that you're able to join me today. I don't know, where did it go again? Well, does that look all right to everybody? I can't see me on my laptop. It's not doing the video. I can see the comments, but I can't see the video. Let me know if this looks all right, or if you want me to zoom it in or anything. Okay. You're upside down? Oh, okay, yeah. Let me turn it around. I've got a new tripod here, so I'm trying to learn that as well. And get my buttons out of the way. All right. Well, I think I might have zoomed too much. One of these days I'll get this just right. I'm not sure when that's going to be. Well, alright. Trying to get it positioned right. And looking at it upside down. Alright. Does that look alright? Okay. Like I said, I'm creating cards with Debbie. And if you shop in my store at www.debbiefoster.stampinup.net, you can use the July host code here for a few more days. It's ADFGPKRE. And that's also in the description of the video if I've gone too fast and you didn't catch it. And you can email me at creatingwithdebbie179@gmail.com if you have any questions. Okay, so during the month of, the 2 months of celebration, Stampin' Up has got a promotion going on where if you join my team or join and get your starter kit from Stampin' Up, which is $99, but you pick out $125 worth of product, and that's free shipping. And also, you'll get this wonderful planner. It's really lovely. I wish I could see on my computer. But it's got all the dividers and all the calendars and places for notes and priorities and all that. And then it also has some sticker sheets that come with it, so you can make it your own. And there's 2 sheets of each. And then you also get 3 notebooks to go along with that. And there's more. You get the Making Plans stamp set. And these are all the pages that are in there. So you've got all kinds of refills. And it's a planner that covers 18 months. So if you have any questions on that, be sure you reach out to me. I'm kind of put my papers aside here. And during the month of August, the paper pumpkin is called, doesn't say on that one. Oh, Make All Smiles Bloom. And that includes the Sweet Sunflowers Paper Pumpkin Kit. Includes elegant watercolor designs handcrafted by our in-house artist to take your crafting to the next level. Try out the twist technique with a sunflower stamp that you can stamp, twist, and stamp again. Perfect for a fuller and more detailed floral image. And the coordinating pre-cut pieces will save you so much time. And it includes the gold foil honeycomb sheets, which are right here. So that's a little extra free item with it. Okay, all supplies that you need to make 9 cards, 3 each of designs, and coordinating envelopes. An all occasion stamp set to express words of gratitude, friendship, greetings, and beautiful wildflower designed images. Specialty vellum honeycomb shaped pre-cut pieces. Not one, but 2 classic Stampin' spots, which are crushed curry and soft suede, for a 2-step stamping experience with a twist. So if you have any questions on that, be sure you reach out to me. And Paper Pumpkin is a monthly subscription, and if you want to stop it at any time, you can just cancel it or pause it. So if you have any questions, be sure you email me or private message me, and I'll be glad to help you. So we've got celebration going on until August 31st. So what that is if you buy $50 worth of products, you get to choose a free item out of this book. And there are some that are $100 products. And if we have time, I'm going to be using one of the papers that are out of here, which is this one here. It's called Rings of Love, and that's 12 sheets, 2 each of 6 double-sided designs. So if I have time, that'll be my 3rd card today. So we'll just see how our time does. And through July through December 31st, we've got our mini catalog that's in effect right now. And also, we still have our annual catalog that goes until April. So lots of choices. And for the celebration items, it can be out of the annual catalog or out of the mini catalog. It doesn't matter as long as it's the total that you need, the $50 or the $100 items, whichever. So let me set these all aside. Sure wish I could see you on my laptop. I don't know why it's being stubborn. I've got no idea. We're not going to mess with it. I'll mess things up. So I'll just watch your comments. I won't bother watching the video. Okay. So we're going to start out with a fun fold. And I need to get my lighting set up here first. If something isn't right, be sure that you comment on the comments and I'll fix whatever's going on, because I can't see the video to see how it's looking on my side. Okay, so here's our fun fold, and I got this idea from Dina Rico, which is the Creativity Cave, and I kind of cased her cards, so that's where the inspiration came from. So it says sending hugs, and you untie this. Whoops, why did I get a knot? I got a knot in it. I know I didn't tie it in a knot. It must have been when I was tying the bow. Could be. So, okay. So it's got a little card on the top, and that opens, and then it says, "My heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything." And then on the inside it opens again, and I've got, "Dear friend, how are you?" And it's just a little fun fold. And then on the back I put designer series paper and the cardstock on the back to cover up the ribbons. So I'll show you how to do all that. So set our card aside, and we'll bring out our bits and pieces. And the stamp set that we're using is the Eden's Garden. And this you can get as a bundle. It's got the dies that go with it, but we're not using the dies today. And I'm using the Brights 6x6 designer series paper. And we're using the Fresh Freesia stamp pad and the Fresh Freesia ribbon, which is the open weave ribbon. It's very pretty and it's easy to tie. It's real pliable. And we've got the mowers going by right now, so they're probably making noise on the video for me. And I'm also using the new punch, which is called the Decorative Circle. And I don't know if you can see that on camera very well. It's probably giving you a glare. So let's go ahead and get started here. Get the bits and pieces out here, my instructions. Okay. So our card base is going to be just our thick basic white cardstock, and I've got these stuck together. There we go. And I've got all my measurements wrote down. So this one measures 10 by 5.5 inches, and then I've scored it at 4 1/4 inches and 8.5 inches. So that's our score lines. And I'll have all these measurements on my blog later today. So I'm going to put those there. And then our little card measures 7 inches by 3 inches, which if you have a full sheet of cardstock, the 8.5 by 11, this is what you're going to have left, the 3 inches. So you just have to cut it down to 7 inches. So it's 7 by 3, and then I've scored it at 3.5 inches. And I'm going to give you all the measurements on everything first before we even start assembling, so be less confusing to myself. Okay, the ribbon is 20 inches long. I want to make sure I had enough to tie a bow without struggling. This is our scrap paper. All right, we'll start with the larger pieces. This is Gorgeous Grape cardstock, which is 3 7/8 inches by 5 1/8 inch. And then we've got our designer series paper that measures 3 3/4 inches by 5 inches, and those will go together like this. And this one's for the smaller card. So we've got our Gorgeous Grape cardstock is 2 5/8 inches by 3 1/8 inch. And then our designer series paper is 2 1/2 inches by 3, and those two go together. And then I've got some strips that are for the side panel. And the Gorgeous Grape is 1 1/8 inch by 5 1/8 inch. And then the designer series paper is 1 by 5. So, and then we've got our, the back of the card measures, this is the Gorgeous Grape again, and that's 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And then we have our designer series paper, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. So we're going to set that aside. That'll be our last portion of our card to do. And like I said, this is a scrap of white, basic white. So what we're going to do, we're going to start gluing things together. And get all my sticky notes off of here. I'm using just my liquid glue, which is the Tombow. And we're going to glue this one down to the cardstock. And it's just going to leave a small border going around it. I guess everybody's seeing everything okay because I don't see any comments coming in. I don't believe. Okay, so we've got to set that one aside. We'll go ahead and stick this one together. Hope everybody's having a good day. Alright, our weather here in Arkansas has been extremely hot, but I guess we're not the only ones. There's a lot of places that are feeling the same. And I want to do this the opposite way, so we're going to turn that over and have the dots facing out. Like I said, I've got 3 cards ready for today, but it's depending on how long this card takes. It's going to take a little longer probably, so we'll see at the end of the video what time we've got left, and then I'll make a decision. So I'm going to go ahead and glue this together too. That's the back side, and then we'll have all of our gluing done for a bit. Well, they're really kicking up the dirt out there. It's been so dry that hopefully they don't hit a rock and start a fire or something. We're under a burn ban right now. Oops. Alright, it keeps moving on me. My fingers aren't cooperating. Okay, I've got glue on my fingers. Give me a moment to rub that off so I don't stick to everything. Alright, so this is the back. We're going to keep that right there so we don't lose track. Okay, so what we want to do is take our card front and we're going to go ahead and glue this down. Well, let me see here. Yeah, I had to look at my card a minute and forgot how I did this. Yeah, I like fun folds. They're challenging. And we're going to center that onto the card front. And that'll be straight. It's a good question. Okay. And now we're going to go ahead and glue this down to our card front. Well, I should have scored my fold lines first here. Let me get back in here and do that first. Sneak in here and do this. Yeah. Fold that way. Get that a good crisp line. Alright, now we're ready to attach that to our card. And we're going to put that flat back and place this down in the center. Yeah. I think that's straight, and I had some glue on my fingers. So I'm going to get my glue eraser, which is just a gummy eraser, and we're going to get rid of that smudge. There, all better. And now we're going to take our ribbon and we're going to put it across the back side, and then we're going to bring it back over here and match up our bows, because we're going to be tying it on this side. So I'm going to use my paper clip to hold that ribbon down in place. And then I'm going to take our smaller layer and I'm going to lay on top of that ribbon to hold it down. And we're going to place that down over the top of that. And if you wanted to, you could use some adhesive to hold that ribbon down, but I think just doing the glue on this layer should hold it in place pretty good. So I'm just making sure that my glue is attaching really good. I don't want it to come loose. Okay. And then on the back side, we're turning that over. I'm going to use my Stampin' Seal, but you could have used that on the front too, but we didn't. So I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to run a line of the Stampin' Seal across there. And now all the items that I'm using today can be found in my store, so okay. So I'm going to leave the back open for a bit, and we're going to go ahead and finish this. So we're going to put this onto this panel, this flap. Okay, yeah, Amber, that was with the paper pumpkin kit for the August, and you have until August 10th to sign up for that. And it had a free honeycomb design that was included with that, but I can show the flyer again. Give me just a moment. And Paper Pumpkin is our monthly kit that they send out every month, and we really don't know what's going to be in them. We just get kind of little sneak peeks at different things. Let me find it again here. Okay, here it is. Oops, we're upside down. There's a picture of the kit. And then here's a picture of the honeycomb foil. It's, yeah, that's a free gift that you get with the Paper Pumpkin kit next month. So if you have any questions, be sure you ask me and I'll help you with it. I think the Paper Pumpkins are like $23 a month, and you can cancel at any time. So, and the Paper Pumpkin goes towards celebration too. So if you ordered the kit and then added, I don't know, like $25, $27 onto that, you'd have your $50 to earn your free item. So that's another thing to think about. Okay, let me get back with this. I'm going to go ahead and start doing some stamping. We're going to start out with sending hugs, and I'm just using, oops, I need my ink pad, the Fresh Freesia, and then I'm just using the black memento to stamp the sentiment, but I'm going to use the Fresh Freesia to stamp the flower. gonna center that in the middle of that. And I think that's all I'm using the Fresh Freesia ink for, so we'll close that up so we don't get our fingers in it and make a mess. Okay. And then we're going to bring out our black Memento ink. And I did re-ink my Memento the other day, so I'm hoping that I didn't get too much on it. So I'm going to turn this and I'm going to stamp it right in the center. Purple's your favorite color, Amber? Yeah, I like purple too. It was my mom's favorite color too. I don't really have a favorite. I don't know. No particular color. Okay, so now I'm taking our punch. This is the decorative circle punch. And I'm just going to punch this out. And kind of center it where I want it to be. Alright, set that aside. And we're going to go ahead and attach that to the front of our little card. And I'm not putting dimensionals on it, I'm just going to put it down flush because I figure it's already got enough bulk already if you wanted to send it in the mail. Post office kind of frowns on our bulkiness. Okay, and we'll come back because we're going to put some gems on there. Let me stamp the inside of the card and put my lid on my glue here. And I'm going to use "My heart is tied to yours. Tug if you need anything." And make sure I got this good because there's no do-overs on this after it's glued down. And I had a scrap paper here. What did I do with it? We're just going to use the back of this. I just wanted to make sure that it's stamping right. Yes, looks good. And we're going to put this right in the middle of our little card. Okay. And I'm going to open it up. And we're going to put "Dear friend, how are you?" And I'm going to stamp that too to make sure I've got a good impression. Okay. And put the lid on this ink pad before I get my ribbon into it. It's been getting close to it. Make sure I don't have any ink on my fingers. Maybe a little bit. Okay. So here's the gist of our card. And I'm going to go ahead and glue the back down. So we're getting close to the weekends. Anybody got any plans for the weekend? We don't. I don't think. Okay. So we're putting that on the back to cover up the back of the card. And I hope I'm still in camera view. Somebody could let me know. I should have gone with my iPad this morning and I didn't. I thought, well, I can use the laptop, but maybe I shouldn't have. Okay, so I've got a little trick here. In the Embossing Editions Toolkit, which is available now, we have a little tweezers in there that I'm going to use to help tie my bow. And this is one of those that you squeeze to open it and it closes by itself and it holds everything. And they brought back the embossing buddy, the tray, and then a little brush here. So we're going to be using those later too. We're going to do some embossing on our next card. So let's go ahead and tie this. And I'm going to use that tweezers to hold my ribbon so I can tie a bow. It's always difficult on camera. I don't know why. And maybe I've got too long of a tail there. Readjust that. I'm just pulling my ties to make a smaller loops in my bow. So there we have our first card. That's our fun fold, sending hugs. Oh, and we forgot the gems, so we got to put those on yet. And I'm using the Glossy Dots assortment. And we've got the purple in here that we're going to be using. I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool with the putty end to pop those off with my paper and place them on my cards. I've got 3 of them. And I'm just going to place 2 on the top area and then 1 at the bottom. I wanted that more of a slant, but that's okay. Alright. So here's our first card. I hope you like it. And that's the back side of it, what it looks like. So it just covers up that ribbon so it doesn't show. Alright, so let's go to our second card. This is our second card. Those are some wicked looking tweezers. Oh, Sharon, I've heard some people say they like the Elvis movie, and then I've heard others say that they were disappointed. So I'm glad that you liked it. Looked like you girls had a good time. Okay, so here's our card. I'm using the tags. And it says, finding a friend is the best discovery of all. And here's the inside. So we're going to do that one next. And I got a lot of the prep work done on this to save a little bit of time, because there's a lot of cutting and all sorts of stuff to do, coloring. So I'm hoping that I got a lot of that done so you won't have to sit here and watch me do it. That's sort of like watching the grass grow. Watching somebody color forever and ever. Okay, so we're using the thick basic white, and it's cut at 4 1/4 inches by 11, and then it's scored in the middle at 5 1/2 inches, and we're going to burnish that edge really good. And then we've got some Orchid Oasis cardstock, which is one of our new in colors this year. And I've embossed it with the Fern 3D embossing folder. I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up very well. Not sure where to hold it to. Maybe you can see it a little bit. But that measures 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And we're just going to leave our card be. We're going to start assembling. And I've cut the tag using... I need to get all my things out here and show you what I've used. The tailor-made tags, and I've used this one right here. So that, and oops, move that back here a minute. Getting ahead of myself. The Pen Flowers dies, I'm using this little wavy edge. Oops, I keep hitting things. And we're going to be putting those on the side of our cardstock there. And I got to cut this one down yet. I hadn't done that yet. And then I'm going to use this one on the inside, the negative from cutting that out. But here's our tag. And the sentiments that I used, the hello, came from the Hello Ladybug stamp set. And then our inside sentiment comes from the Cheerful Basket, the You Fill My Day with Happiness. And we're using the Happy Hedgehogs, the 2022 to 2024 in color 6x6 designer series paper, which we're using the dots. And the Happy Hedgehogs has a punch also that cuts out the little guy. It doesn't cut out all of it, just cuts out the larger hedgehog. Okay, just want to set that aside and start getting busy here. And so let me do the stamping so you can see what I'm stamping. So first off, we did the tree. And I think I can fit that on there, yeah. And I just used the black Memento ink. Which I probably should have tipped this upside down and done, but this is going to work. Okay, and I'll stamp that, and I should be using my mat underneath it, but we're going to get by without it today. Alright, and then we have hedgehogs. We're going to do 2 hedgehogs. And this little guy. This is a bigger one, I guess. Alright. And we've got the mushroom. And we've got the bird. So I already cut these out and colored already, but I just want to let you see what I'm stamping. And need the hello for the tag. Did I get everybody? Oh, I forgot the butterfly. I didn't have him out yet. That's why I'm missing him. Here he is. I need to wash my stamps. I've been using them quite a bit. If they start so they don't want to stick onto your acrylic blocks, I just use a little bit of Dawn soap and I wash them and rinse them really good and let them air dry, and then they got the stickiness back again. I think I just stuck my finger in the ink. I did. Okay, and then we're going to stamp our sentiment because we're going to cut that apart. And that is, finding a friend is the best discovery of all. And I think we can squeeze that down here, yeah. Let me do the back side of that because it kind of smeared on me. I think I might have moved a little bit. That's better. 2 sides to every paper. But that wouldn't have worked if I would have had to use this, so, but it's only my scrap paper, so we're good. And I'm going to, oops, bring back my ink here. Well, I need to position these first. So we've got our tag, and I'm just going to start assembling. We're going to, see, I've already colored the trees and everything, so I used the Orchid Oasis, the dark and the light, and I used Parakeet Party for the leaves and Early Espresso for the tree trunk. And then on the hedgehogs, I used dark and light soft suede, so the body is, or the back is dark, and then the body is this light. And on the mushroom, I used what is that one? It's called Sweet Sorbet, dark for the dots on the mushroom, and then I used pumpkin pie, light and dark. And then again, I used the parakeet party for the grass. And for the bird, I used the Tahitian tide for the belly, for the back, and then I used the sweet sorbet for his belly, and then the orchid oasis for the flower again. And I used the Tahitian tide and the orchid oasis for the butterfly, and then the soft suede for the body of the butterfly, and then this is for the inside hedgehog. So that's all the coloring that I did. So let's go ahead and start assembling these little guys on here. We're going to put down the tree branch, the tree first. Well, now my glue is being stubborn. And it might be plugged up a little bit. And let me see if I can unstick it here with the needle. It's got glue there. Let's get the glue on our project. Here we go. It was just stuck. I had to unstick that goober in there. Okay, let's get a hold of this and place that down onto our tag. And it doesn't matter if it hangs over a little bit, because it's going to be on top of the card anyway, so it's got plenty of room to spare. And then we'll put down our hedgehog. I think my bottle might be getting low, but I've got another one here just in case. And I'm going to let him kind of hang over the edge of the tag so that his feet are hanging off. And that goes on the card itself, and the butterfly goes there. Alright, now we're going to come back in with our hello and use our black memento ink. And we're going to stamp that up in this corner. I'm probably covering it. Uh-oh. Thank you, Amber. Yeah, I think they're pretty colors. I'm liking the new in colors this time. I hated to see some of the old ones go, but they made us kind of happy with the new ones. Alright, so let's finish up our mat here. We're going to glue our edge down. Well, it's being stubborn on me. I think I'm getting low. But I don't really want to open a new one quite yet. I want to finish this one first. Go to the last drop, as they say. So we're just going to butt this right up against the edge. Okay, and this one, I'm going to just go ahead and glue it, and then I'll come back and trim it off after I've got it down. And it might be kind of dangerous because I can't see how straight I am. I maybe shouldn't have done it that way. I should have trimmed it first. We're going to make it work. Okay. Now I'll come back in with my paper snips and we're going to do some trimming. I'm just going to trim it right up to the edge of my cardstock. And Trim off this edge. And this edge. And this edge. Okay. Paper stuck to my finger. Let me get that off. Alright, so now we can go ahead and glue this to our card front. I think I forgot a little strip here I need to trim back off. So let me grab my snips again and see if I can keep my fingers out of the glue long enough to trim that off. There. Alright, now make sure my card's opening the right direction. You don't need to be upside down, which I have done. Alright, we'll press that down. And we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of our tag. And I'm going to put one right in the middle. So 4 on each corner and then 1 in the middle. And we've got some ribbon that we're going to add. And we're using one of the new in color ribbons, which is the Orchid Oasis. And it's a metallic woven ribbon. It's really pretty. So I'm going to, oops, I forgot something here. With the tags, it has a little thing that you can cut out the hole enforcers. I'm not sure what they're called. So we're going to go ahead and put that down. And then we'll put our ribbon through. If I can get my glue to cooperate. There we go. And we're going to place that down over my tag hole. The hole of the tag. Either way, that don't sound very good. Alright, so we're going to do that. And we're going to run our ribbon through that hole, and then I can trim off the excess that I want here. And I'm just going to bring that loop, and I'm going to put the tails of my ribbon back through that little loop, and then pull it tight there. And then I'm going to have to trim that ribbon off after I've got it placed down here, but let's go ahead and take our backings off of our dimensionals with our Take Your Pick tool. And okay. And I'm going to kind of place it a little bit at an angle. We don't want it straight on. And press that all down. And then I've tied a little double bow using the In Color Baker's Twine. It's a 2022 to 2024 In Color Baker's Twine pack. And you get all 5 new colors with that. But we're doing the Orchid Oasis color. And I'm just going to grab a little glue dot to place that down. And we're just going to place that right on top of this. Alright, you got to let go and stay there. Glue dot. And we're placing our double bow on top. Okay, and now we're going to take our other critters, and I'm going to take the mushroom, and I'm going to glue that off to the side here. And then we're going to set our bird onto a dimensional. We're going to place her right just over the mushroom. And I'm just putting one dimensional behind her. It's enough to hold her in place. And stick her down there. And now we've got our words, our sentiment, which is finding a friend is the best discovery of all. And I'm just going to cut those all apart because I'm going to space them on the front of our card. And this one I got to kind of do a little wavy because I got to get around the letters. And hopefully I didn't cut off something I wasn't supposed to. Alright. And okay, so it's going to be finding a friend is the best discovery of all. And I'm going to cut it a little bit at an angle. And same on this side. I think I'm going to cut this down just a little bit straighter. Alright, so those are going to be placed there. So let's get our glue back out again and start gluing down. Oops, got plenty on that one. Before I was fighting with the glue to make it come out, now it's wanting to come out too fast. So I'm just going to put them at an angle. That way I don't have to worry about if it's straight or not. Ooh, I'm really coming out of there fast now. Let me see if I can't add some of that glue to the other one. Okay, finding a friend is the best. A bit more glue at this side. Is the best discovery of all. Okay. I think I want that over just a little bit. So one thing about the liquid glue, you still got time to push it around and move it if you need to. Okay, so there's the front of our card. And I need to trim off these tails of this ribbon. So we'll shorten them a little bit. I got glue on my fingers, so everything's wanting to stick to my fingers here. And now we're going to take this other little negative edge of our designer series paper and we're going to put that on the inside of our card. Well, now that glue ain't having a problem coming out, it's coming out too fast. No happy medium. Alright, and we're just going to place that along our right edge of our card, inside of our card. And make sure I've got it straight. It's slipping and sliding on me pretty good here. Alright. So I'm going to let that dry until I trim it off. And then we take our sentiment, which is, you fill my day with happiness. And we're going to use our black memento again. Everybody must be concentrating, you're all quiet. And let's see, I want that happiness to be inked up really good. I probably should have used my Stamparatus, but we're going to go with it. And we're going to stamp that in the upper top left side. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. I could have used the Stamparatus and made it darker, but this is good for now. Alright, then we're going to take our other little hedgehog, and we're going to place him down in this corner. Okay, and he's right there at the bottom. Alright, and then I'm going to come back and I'm going to trim off that excess. Okay, so here's our card, and if you wanted to, you could put some Wink of Stella on there also, but I didn't. So I don't know if we're going to do the third card or not. It probably won't take that long. Do y'all have time to stick around and we'll do the third card, or we could keep it till next week? Let me know in your comments if you want me to go on or if you want me to stop for now, for today. And we'll save that for next week. So I'm just giving a moment for everybody to get here. Give me your opinion if you got time for another card, or if you want me to stop. So that's enough. I'm good either way, so I'm in no hurry. Go for it? Okay. I guess if you can't stick around, you can catch the replay and get caught back up where you missed it. So our next one, we're going to be doing some embossing, heat embossing. So it's not going to take a whole lot of time because all I got to do is heat emboss the sentiment and stamp the sentiment, and the rest of it is just designer series paper that we're using. So it won't take long. Let me get my things out of the way here so we can make room. Oops. And then embossing stamp pad. Let me move some things out of my way here so I can see what I'm doing. You wouldn't believe what my table looks like here. It is a mess. Okay. Let me bring out everything and I'll show first. So here's the card. We're using Versamark ink. We're using the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. And I'm using the, I don't know if that's soft suede color. It might be. But that's the one that we're using. And I'm using the Stylish Shapes dies, and I used, where is it? Oh, I got a magnetic bracelet here, so it's catching all my dies here. We used this to cut out the banner, and I'm missing a die. Where did I put it? That's too big. But anyway, it's one of these circles from the Stylish Shapes. I must have stuck it somewhere. Now that's got me worried. Losing dies is not a good thing. Okay, and then I've got the layering circles dies, which is going to be the one I used around the edge. It's not that one. So this one? Yeah, it's this one. So I think I've already cut these out ahead of time. And then I'm using the Lovely You stamp set, and we're using the Miles Apart But Still in My Heart, and then Love Is What Makes Us Family on the inside. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I get to use the embossing stuff here. So we're going to use the tray, our embossing buddy. And I don't think I need the brush. We'll set that there just in case. So we're going to do some embossing, heat embossing. I enjoy doing the heat embossing. I think it's fun. Oh, there's my circle. I had it in there because I have to die cut those out. Okay. Oh, had me worried. mystery solved. It's okay. We've got our card base is our Native Navy, and it's 5.5 inches by 8.5 inches, and scored in the middle at 4 1/4 inches. So we're going to burnish that edge and set that aside. And here's the circle that we're using. So I've already cut out the designer series paper. Well, I haven't cut it out, but I cut out a little piece of it. And we're going to just die cut that out of there with a circle. And our designer series paper, let me show the designer series paper to you first, you know what I'm talking about. It is called Rings of Love. And this is that free pack that you can get with a $50 order. And it's got the houses on one side. And it's got the medallions on the other side, which we're using a little strip of that on our card today. And it's got the birds. And we're using a little bit of this too for the mat of our card. And here's a fall looking one with acorns. And this side's awful pretty too. And some more flowers and branches. And then checks on the other side. And then we've got mushrooms. And there's a set in the mini catalog that it has the dies that you can cut this out with. Or you could just fussy cut them too, it's no big deal. And then we've got some poinsettias with some tree branches, some trees on the back. So those are the papers. So I'm going to bring over our baby boss, our baby boss, and I ran my plates through the dishwasher last night, so they're a little bit cleaner than what they were. I still got to do some scrubbing on them though, because after a certain amount of time, the paper starts sticking down in these grooves. So I just take a baby wipe and I start scrubbing, and it takes it off really good. So let's move some of this stuff aside. We're jumping the gun here. Don't want to lose my bow. And my baby boss. And I'm using number 3 plate. They use the white plate, but I like the gray plate better. It seems like it gets a better grip. And we're going to take our little house and we're going to die cut that out, and I'm just trying to center it onto there. Okay, so we got that die cut, and pop that out of there. I'm going to put that in there with my dies so I don't lose it. So here's our house, and then we're going to cut out our other one. I didn't take that die out of there. So now we're going to use the one with ridges on it, and we're going to, yeah, it does fit on there. I didn't think it would. And I'm hoping I can get a banner off of this too. Otherwise I'm going to have to grab some more paper. Alright. So there's that layer, and while I'm at it, I'm also go ahead and try cutting the banner out, which I stuck it in here. Okay. There it is, it's hiding. just enough. I was afraid I wouldn't have enough room here on this, but it's just right. Let's put that back up there. Put this up here. I'm thinking I need to run this sideways. Let me tear off this excess paper. Place that there. This. Our top plate. Alright. I thought it moved on me. It's fine. Okay, now we've got all of our die cutting done. And we'll fold up Baby Boss and put her aside. Okay, these two could be glued together. My bracelet just grabbed my die. It's a magnetic bracelet. It likes the dies. It picks them up. And I got a paper clip stuck to it too. Anything else hanging on there? Alright, so we've got that done. And we can go ahead and glue our mats together. This is Parakeet Party cardstock, and it's 4 1/8 inches by 5 3/8 inches. And then we've got the Designer Series paper, which is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And we're going to just glue those together. And glue that on top of our Parakeet Party. And this is one of the back side of those papers that I just showed you, the free pack. Kind of looks like the ocean a little bit. Alright, and then I have another piece of the medallion, which is the back side of the houses paper, and that measures 1 inch by 4 inches. It might be 4 1/8 inch. And we're just going to place that across there. And do I have it straight? I'm going to kind of line it up with my grid paper here and see how far off I am. That's pretty good. Pretty straight. And did I put that up on dimensionals? Yeah, let's put that on dimensionals. And we're going to put 3 dimensionals on the back side of this. And we're going to place that right over that strip that we just laid down. That's for the inside. So let's set that aside, and we're going to do our heat embossing. I've got some sticky on my paper. And we're going to take our embossing buddy and we're going to rub over our cardstock just to get rid of any static cling or any oils out of our fingers, because that'll cause the embossing powder to stick where we don't want it to stick. Alright, bring our first watermark stamp pad. And did I have that out here? Gotta find my sentiment. This one. Okay, miles apart, but still in my heart. So I want to ink that up real good with that Versamark ink. Make sure I've got a good coverage. And I'm going to kind of turn this so I can see. And give it a good press. And I see I've got a spot there that I don't want. I might have to get that off of there after I get the embossing powder on there. I was going to say, where did my embossing powder go? I put it over here. Our embossing powders comes in a 3-pack. It's got clear, white, and black. And these are the basic Stampin' Emboss powders that can be found in our annual catalog. So I'm going to take the cap off of that. Let me get you over here in camera view. And switch fingers here. And we're just going to pour it onto our tag. And I'm just going to do a little bit extra to make sure I've got good coverage, because we're going to empty this back into our jar anyway. So, and I'm going to grab that brush that I didn't think I was going to need. I'm going to use that to kind of clean off our area a little bit. We've got some powder there we don't want. Maybe a little over here. That looks good. Alright, so now we're going to take the cap off of our tray, and we're going to just dump that back into our jar. This tray kit can be found in the mini catalog. I don't have a page number for it. But I'm glad that they brought them back. I was missing this embossing buddy. Alright, so we're going to set that aside. And we've got our heat gun here. I'm going to use the tweezers to hold that down. I don't want to burn my fingers. And it just takes a minute for it to heat up. Oh, I think we just had a little power surge there. I heard it skip a beat. Okay, that's starting. I love to watch embossing powder melt. It just fascinates me for some reason. It's like magic. Okay. Well, put that in there. I guess I am a little bit crooked, but that's okay. And we're going to attach that to the front of our card. And I didn't put this up on dimensional, so I just glued it straight down. Oh yeah, it does kind of look like winter sky, an angry sky. We're going to get tons of snow. Okay. So there we have the front of our card. Let's get our card base. And we're going to attach that. Let me see here. Make sure we're straight and even. I think that's probably my most challenging part of making cards, if it's straight. Alright, and now we're going to bring our, this is a triple bow that I made, and that's going to go right down here. Get me a glue dot, and we're just going to take your pick tool, there it is. And these little little glue dots that I'm using come out of the paper pumpkin kits that they supply you every month with your kit. And I like them because they're a little bit smaller than the regular mini glue dots. So if you have a smaller area, it's easier to use those than it does the bigger ones. Okay, so now I need an inside, which I didn't grab one. I'm just going to use the basic white on the inside. And that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm going to go ahead and do my stamping first in case I should mess it up. I can turn it over. Embossing powder there. And we're going to use Love is What Makes Us Family. And we're just using black memento ink. And I'm just going to do that in the upper center. And is that straight? That's not bad. It's my trademark. Gotta have some a little bit crooked, you know. Okay, then I've got a strip of that designer series paper again, and that measures 1/2 inch by 4 inches. And we're just going to glue that to the bottom of our inside panel. And just going to leave a little strip at the bottom. And we'll come back and turn that over and trim it off. And then we can attach that to the inside of our card. See, when you use the designer series paper as your focal point of your card, it makes it go by faster. You can do it a little bit faster than what you usually do. So we're going to glue this to the inside. Oops, I thought it moved on me. It's okay. Okay. And I didn't put any gems or rhinestones or anything on there. You could add if you wanted to. There it is, miles apart, but still in my heart. And love is what makes us family. Okay, so let me bring out all of our cards here. And I didn't go too far over. I hope you enjoyed those. Here's our fun fold and our hedgehog, and then our designer series paper from Celebration. And I think that's everything. Can't think of anything else. I want to invite you back for next Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday, I hope, if nothing happens. And that would be July 27th at 10 o'clock Central Time. Be sure that you like and share the video, and I'm going to be putting this up on YouTube later today. So be sure that you subscribe to my channel, and you'll be notified when I put new videos up. So everybody have a good day, stay cool, and have a great weekend. Thank you for being here. Bye.